Good afternoon. My team and I are here today to propose our project regarding our UN Development Sustainable Goal Quality Education.
The goal is to make education more accessible in the country of Mali. Not only to make it accessible, but also improve the education system in Mali. And to do this, by doing this, the citizens of Mali are going to be able to escape poverty, which is a big issue in the country. The current situation in Mali, over 2 million school-aged children don't attend school, and they're also considered illiterate. 26.7% of the children are out of school. And the security and conflict issue in Mali has brought 800,000 students without an access to education. In 2012, 80% of the school staff had to flee north because of violence and looting in the schools. Half of the students are outside the classroom. They are vulnerable to armed forces, especially girls who are vulnerable to sex-based violence. Children who do attend school lack qualified teachers, textbooks, and inadequate learning environment.
All right. Hello, my name is Brianna, and I'll be introducing the importance of education. It is crucial for students to receive quality education in our modern-day society. Without having basic education, it will be difficult for students to flourish. Education provides improved quality of life, communication skills, personal growth, career opportunities, and global perspective. And the key to all of these benefits start with a quality education. And UNICEF, or also known as United Nations Children's Fund, has stated that education in Mali has been improving over the last decade, but it is still not sufficient enough. It is said to be more than 2 million children aged between 5 to 17 that do not attend school, and 15 to 24 are not literate. Reasons for this being household poverty, child labor, child marriage, insecurity, and lack of schools close to children's home that prevent students from receiving an education and allowing them time to study for their own personal benefit. Even though a majority of the children in Mali don't attend school, there's a percentage that do attend. They have the opportunity to receive an education, but not a quality education. They attend school with the absence of qualified teachers, textbooks, and low-quality school environment. Even though they are receiving a bit of education with little to no material, this isn't enough. There are students in 5th grade that are having difficulty mastering basic mathematics and reading. Even though they are attending school, doesn't mean they're getting the proper education that is needed to succeed. Not only are students in general being affected, but specifically girls who aren't enrolled in school. In fact, there's 85% of boys enrolled in school while there are only 73% girls enrolled. And the percentage drops as they go to secondary schools, there being a percentage of 21 boys and 15 girls. Not only are students not receiving education, but education is only being targeted towards a certain gender in Mali. And it's important that we also empower women to receive an education and not restrict them from an opportunity. Anyone and everyone can have the opportunity to receive a quality education. It's important and urgent that we solve the lack of quality education in Mali, as there are millions of children that are missing on basic education needed to evolve as a person and grow in their own personal career paths needed in our modern day society. Instead of completely shutting down the idea of going to school because it's so far, or even traveling the distance and making their lives a bit more difficult, we could create plans to construct a variety of schools, primary and secondary schools near their communities. Working closely with the Ministry of Education of Mali, it's important that we also hear your feedback as these schools will be constructed for your community. With the construction of these schools closer to the communities, it gives the children the opportunity to go to school and less commute time than having to travel farther from home, as well as safer since they will be learning at school and being closer to their family. There is also a similar organization called Mali Rising Foundation, and they constructed schools for their community, and they took around 6 weeks to get a majority of the building constructed. We can estimate for construction to also take around 8 weeks to be completely finished. Having schools closer to these children ensure a safer environment and route to their classrooms and will motivate them to having an education. Without having to worry about the long walks to school, they can finally focus on what's most important, and that's a quality education.
Hi, my name is Catalina, and I will be presenting the technology for education. Technology in the past has transformed education in significant ways. In the past, we have seen the rise of digital libraries and personalized learning platforms that have also allowed for a more inclusive education, especially for people who hold disabilities. During the COVID-19 pandemics, the tools like Microsoft Teams and Zoom have become essential. They allowed for the continuation of education outside of physical classrooms, and the most recent ones, AI and online courses, have allowed for people to have flexibility and to learn in their own time. This is especially helpful for individuals with busy schedules or limited access to formal educations. Overall, technology continues to break down barriers and make learning more accessible and worldwide. So why is literacy and using technology so important to improve education? Different studies have proved that literacy is directly linked to quality of life. Higher literacy rates are associated with healthier lives and improved well-being. They also contribute to stronger economies by creating a more skilled and educated workforce. In addition, literacy promotes civic engagement. People are more likely to participate in communities and make informed decisions when they have access to education. A study made by the U.S. Career Institute found that the countries with the highest literacy rates are also among the most developed. In the graph that is shown right now, we can see how there is a directly proportional relationship between the adult literacy rate and the GDP per capita for each country. This is why we have made the different researchers to make sure that we have the right inspiration for our own project. We have taken inspiration from the first being Afric Power, which was founded by Daniel Dembele. This company focuses on electrifying African communities using solar panels that are 30 to 40% cheaper than second-hand European ones. Tabaco, on the other hand, is an edtech platform that connects learners with professionals and entrepreneurs around the world. They use AI mentors and promote hybrid learning with a focus on sustainability. And finally, the Orange Mali and UNDP partnership, the UNDP being the UN Development Program. They have decided to train 3,000 young people, especially women, in digital skills. This includes training areas like digital marketing, web development, graphic design, and video editing. Their goal is to help close the digital skills gap and support economic development.
And to conclude our presentation, our team proposes offering college internships specifically for civil engineering and education majors. These internships would give students valuable real-world experience in their respective fields while simultaneously benefiting the community in Mali. By involving future educators and engineers, we aim to provide qualified teachers and safe, well-constructed educational centers. This approach also helps reduce overall project costs, making it both practical and affordable.
We would also like to create a partnership with Afric Power to use their solar panels to provide electricity for our education centers.
Our goals are to construct schools using civil engineers and using communication softwares like Zoom and Teams to provide hybrid lessons to students. Another goal is to hire volunteers to reduce the cost.
We hope you consider our proposal and thank you for your time.